have three?
Wait, what?
You don't have three?
I don't have three.
Oh.
Hi.
Okay. Hello. Good to
I
be
don't have three
here.
flops. Or what are do you know what we're calling it this month?
I thought it was the sour.
Sweet and sour. So this is the sour.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is the sour books. Bitter taste, but in my case it's a fleeting bitter taste where
My
it
Oh, go ahead.
initially is like and then afterwards I just don't remember it at all.
Mine is like, have you ever had sour plums? Like sour plums.
I don't know, maybe.
It's like a Japanese delicacy kind of thing. I don't think it's a delicacy. It's just like a I don't know. Anyways, there are these plums that are really, really, really sour, and you take one of the plums and you cover it in rice, and then you eat it, and it's almost like a sandwich or a. It's kind of like a casual thing, but the plums are incredibly. They're just like really sour, but they kind of taste good, like because you do eat them. So mine are kind of like that. But I don't know. Mine were just like I got so busy that I just was like, I'll just get to you later, and then I never did. I just abandoned them.
Just some casual plums.
But I was just like, all right, I'll see you later. And then like I never called them again. It was just
Yeah,
how it went
you'll,
for
you'll
me.
have to you'll have to plumb the depths to get to your flops.
Oh my gosh. Well, since you have three, I only have
Yeah.
two. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you start.
Okay, I only have one physical, so I'll just start with that. And I was reading this with Amelia Reads, and we both DNF'd it because it
Oh
was
wait,
pretty meh.
I can't remember what it was called, but I remember
Look,
that
here's
you
the
DNF'd it.
top of it. Can you guess?
I can't. I don't know. Boy something. Oh, Boy Swallows Universe. What a cool
Yeah,
cover though. I kind of like it.
yeah. And it's so I thought this pattern was on the spine. That's why it took me forever to find it on my bookshelf. Because I remember the
Oh,
cover a lot. And I was like, oh yeah, it has like a splashy spine. It should be easy to spot. False. Wrong, Fraser. Wrong.
so what
So
happened?
this is a memorable one. This is not a unforgettable, or this is a not a forgettable one. This is just like it was just like a little too brutal for me for not actually putting up interesting stakes. Like it kept escalating the brutality within it for no apparent reason. And there's a lot of digressions. Like this boy is talking to this like correctional officer guy who tells like these just brutal stories about incarcerations and like the world around them. And it like I just didn't understand where any of it was going. Like it just seemed like more brutal things were compiling and then intruding
Hmm.
in their world, but yet it still wasn't interesting at all to me at all too. Like with Amelia too, she was just like, I don't know where this is going. Like it just never got like picked up steam, like it just sort of
Weird.
started brutal and then kept going. So it was just a very strange book. I think we made it maybe like a quarter of the way in or something like that. And then we just put it down. And that's basically all I remember about it too, which is weird because it's very highly rated. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll try it some other time and it was just a mood thing or something. But yeah, I was just like unsure of what it was attempting to do.
Oh. Oh. Interesting. Well, it doesn't sound like my kind of read, to be honest with you. Like super
Yeah.
brutal. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Well, one of the books that I abandoned was Cecile Penn's Wandering Souls, which was longlisted for the Women's Prize, but didn't get shortlisted.
Oh,
And it was a very short, it is a very short book. It's less than 200 pages. And I immediately got through like the first 30 pages. I was reading it with the plot along with the ladies, with Alice and Gemma and Charlie. And
So you quit
I
it
was liking it.
like on the stream, you quit it even?
No,
Oh,
no, like on the stream, but I think I only stuck around for one reading sprint.
Right.
And so like I read it for 20 minutes. I got through like 25 pages. Like it was pretty quick. I was reading it on my iPad. I didn't have to pay for it. It was through my library. It was interesting. It was about the immigrant experience, but through it's I forget through which lens, but anyway, so it was interesting, but then like it didn't get shortlisted. So then I was like, I don't have to finish this. And I literally just was like, goodbye. And I haven't looked back. And it wasn't a bad book or anything, but I was just like, and I, I have no words. I have no words. And like, I've heard some people say they really loved it, like folks that I really respect their opinion on booktube. And then I've heard some folks say that it was middling, but nobody said it was bad. But I just was like, oh, okay, see you, like, peace out. Like, that was it. Or just to me, I was just like, it was like a mediocre first date. And then I was like, do you want a second date? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, that's fine.
Hmm.
It was
Makes
weird.
sense. I didn't,
Yeah.
the name didn't even strike a bell for me. So despite it being on the women's prize. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of, I've been doing some thinking about the Women's Prize in regards to, like, I think that the Women's Prize prioritizes a variety of different voices and genres, but I don't know if those voices and genres are actually the best of the best for that year. So I think this book was doing something interesting, and it was from a kind of a new debut voice, I believe. And so I think they chose it for that. Um, Not a bad book, I don't think, from what I read, but it wasn't, it didn't do much. I mean, didn't keep me wanting to read it. I just sort of, bye.
hmm hmm
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. What's your next one?
So I don't have the books for these ones, but the next one is just
How dare you?
wildly forgettable. I don't remember like anything about this except that it's like about a librarian, and it's The Cloisters by Katie Hayes. And
I don't even remember you talking about it. That's how
yeah, like
forgettable it is.
I started it on audio and it was just like my eyes glazed over immediately, and then an hour had passed in the book and I was just like, I don't even know what's happening. Who is this person? What's going on?
Did you finish
Well,
it?
no. I stopped it there about like an hour in or something. I was like, it seems like a bad, thing. But sometimes it's like the audio performance too, like sometimes the narrator
Yeah.
just has one of those voices where you're just like, it's like they're not even speaking. You immediately auto tune them out or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know what
it
you
could
mean.
be that. I don't know. But yeah, it's about a librarian, I'm pretty sure. 65% sure. That's all I know. Yeah, it was incredibly nothing to me. Like I don't think I rated it 1 star or anything. I think I just was like DNF, couldn't tell you anything about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
Deleted.
I know this is the episode. Our sour is like the DNFs, like all of our DNFs. Like, is your last
Well,
one a DNF too?
no, the next one is like I strongly dislike this book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my next one is a DNF. It was a DNF, and it was
Is it a
it's the
woman's
book.
prize book?
No, but it's making the rounds everywhere.
As a
And
DNF?
no, as a good book,
Oh.
as like the book, it's like the book of the moment right now. And it's Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't think you
so
would like that book either. When I hear people talking about it, I'm like, that doesn't sound like something Shelley would like.
well, you could have told me that.
Or you gotta, some
Yeah.
things you have to discover for yourself.
It wasn't okay, so it was not a bad book. I'm gonna like throw that out there. But here's what happened. So I started reading it, and it's set in the time in which the television shows are sort of getting more popular, like television is getting more like in the maybe 60s, I think, or like television is just getting more traction, more views, they're being more creative. And from what I could gather, it was like this scientist who's going to be on a going to host her own cooking show. But I didn't even get that far. I was like reading her backstory. I did get like 25% through the book, and it wasn't bad. It was like funny and, you know, was critical of, you know, like male driven and male dominated work environments. And like, it was decent. But I think what happened was that I got like really, really sick, you know? And then after I got better, I was just like, I was reading it kind of while I was in that like sick haze. And once I got better, I was like, I don't want to return to that. Like, I don't want anything to do with that. And then I just like bailed and moved on. It was weird.
You remind me of the bad times.
It's so funny too, because I feel like if I pick it up on audiobook or something, like it might just be one of those like kind of quirky, quick, semi-serious, like a good read, but I just didn't get that far with it.
Oh well.
I know. And then it was so crazy because like so many people were like, it's so good. And one megalomillion booktuber was like, I read it and it was like crack to my brain. I couldn't put it down. And so I was like, I want this crack. Like I want it, you know, like I want to feel this. Like I wanted to like be obsessed with it too. And then I was in it. And I don't know I cannot tell you what would happen if I hadn't gotten sick, but then I did. And I was just like, I don't want to return to the life before. I don't want to return to that life of sickness. And so I just like bounced and moved on. I mean, maybe I'll cycle back around. I don't know. I'm not like.
But in the meantime, stay clean, stay focused.
Well, I was just like, I mean, you know, when somebody's like, it's so good, you know, don't you like, aren't you sold by that feeling when somebody's like, I couldn't put it down? You're like, oh, I want that.
Yeah. I think so. Well, I mean, not the last couple of months, I guess, but I generally tend to finish books like in a day or whatever. So when people are like, I couldn't put it down, and then they're like, 6 days later, I finished the book. I'm like, well, I think you put it down a few times, didn't you?
Well, we're all not like you, but for me, when I say it's like unputdownable, it's more like it has warmed, like I really want to know what's going to happen next. And not a lot of books give me that feeling. A lot of it is like, I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the process of reading. I want to get back to it. But then there are a few like glimmering moments where I'm just like, I must, like, if I don't get back to this soon, it will be painful.
That's how I feel about The West Wing.
Do you really? So when I don't watch it,
especially when I first started watching it, for sure. Because
20 years ago? Like, what are you talking about?
No, I first started watching it after it had already aired, so I was able to have the crack experience and just be like, you know, watch it like all day kind of deal, and just be like, this is so good.
Some people don't have all day, sir.
Yeah, well, as much time as I had to watch it, that's what I wanted to be watching.
Well, yeah. I watch it as much as I watch The West Wing as much as I watch television. Like if I'm watching television, it's that. So 45 minutes a day.
Yep. Unless you fall asleep. But I'm
sorry that I'm just a tired person and I need my rest.
Yeah, I forget.
Anyway. Okay. What's your last one? Is it can I guess?
Yes.
Is it one of the Dresden books?
Yes.
I was right. Okay, what was it?
The first one. Ironically.
Oh,
because I
don't understand why you kept going. I can't believe.
Yeah.
Why did you keep going?
Because I have the hindsight of having read these already up to a certain point.
The first time. What about the first time?
Why
did you keep reading it?
I don't know. I was like a 19-year-old and was like, this guy I totally identify with, right? Because he's like a 19-year-old, basically. Like he's a little bit of a prick. And he's got a white knight complex. And I was just like, yeah, we should protect women.
I have no idea what these books are about. So I don't know.
The book
So
is
I'm
called
like,
Stormfront by Jim Butcher, and it's about Harry Dresden, who is a wizard in Chicago. And it's very like pulpy. It's supposed to be a mashup of noir, but it's so commercial fiction that it's not really. Like it's very I describe it as just fantasy trash. Like
of course you do.
whatever mindset um my dad gets in to watch old B movies, that mode is me reading these books right now. Like I just want easy trash. And especially in the first few of these books, it's basically like male Akotar, right? Like A Court of Rose and Thorns, but for the male audience, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I get what you're saying.
women are over sexualized. He's white knighting them all. They're damseled. They're not. It's not so bad as like all of them are fridged, but all of them only matter so much as to like the solipsism of Harry Dresden, because he's also narrating the story. So if I hadn't already read all these books and knew that Jim Butcher got a lot better in the future, like I would never recommend these books to anybody unless they
Okay.
were like, I want to read fantasy trash. Then I'd be like, go for it. Go for Harry Dresden, because
Yeah.
nothing is more trashy, especially the first few books, than these. And it's him having weird cases, like he's a yeah, like he solves weird cases that kind of are like monster of the week type situations, and through
Oh,
them, of course, the stakes are always having to do with women in his life. Like they pay for the things that happen basically, and then he gets sad about it. And that's that's it. But Stormfront is truly terrible. Like it's not well written. The plot is not very good. Like if he hadn't had the connections to get published, I don't think this book would have existed. And whoever edited it, I don't want to say incompetent, but was not very good at their job, because
okay.
even the internal logic of how things are described just don't make any sense. But it was probably like late 80s or something, early 90s when it got published, and it was a commercial fiction thing and they knew it would sell because yeah. And so now there's 17 books of the series.
My gosh.
Yeah.
What number are you on now?
12, I think 12 or 13.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're also very quick in the beginning. They get
Okay.
larger and chunkier as he gets better at writing.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to see beyond the trash and could, get to the good stuff eventually.
Yeah, well, I mean, I picked it up specifically because I knew it'd be easy trash, and I'm having a hard time focusing and just wanted something digestible and kind of to laugh at and hate a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, I
to,
know. I know. Ooh, I
direct
can't.
my negative energy at.
Yes, I can't wait for Tops. I really can't
Oh,
because I have a really good book in which you love to hate the characters.
it sounds like it might be sweet.
Yes. Head over to Fraser's channel to see the suite because
Yeah.
it's going to be good. I'm so excited about. You're really getting the good stuff this time because I had an excellent reading month. So, yeah.
Oh,
Boom.
that's why there wasn't so many flops on this one. Makes sense.
No. Actually, I feel like I've gotten pretty. Except I recently, but it'll have to be for April. It'll have to be for May. But recently finished a wretched book. Can't wait to get it out of my house, but I have to talk about it in May. So, anyways,
Well,
that's it. Go
oh,
watch our suite.
yeah, and your appetite is sufficiently whetted for next flop.
Yeah, true. But
Mhm.
all right, well, I'll see you over there, I guess.
Goodbye.
Bye.